ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Tuesday, January 7th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line is ready to go. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I hope many of you are not actually driving out there today. Absolutely not. I hope you are home. You're listening to this show and your podcast. I don't want you out there. It was nasty today. We got into the office close to about 11-ish or so, and the main roads in Huntington are okay. They're a little bit better now. I don't know what they're going to look like tonight for everyone who is trying to get home if you had to come out today. But it was so bad today that, and unfortunately, when you're on a side road, you're not on a main strip, sometimes they plow the snow and they bury you. Or they create messes, and it's just hard to get out on the road. I had to have 3 people help me get the vehicle going. So I hope you are not in that situation. But if you are in the car listening, we appreciate it. You can text the program again, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Of course, we're going to talk about Marshall football, basketball with you. And you can also, since we are on the air at this drive time, if there are any traffic updates we need to know about, let us know. And again, you can use that text line. And just one more time so you have it programmed in your phone, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So it's been a few days since we were together. The Thundering Herd losing against Troy this weekend. Difficult game to watch. I thought the Herd had that game. We talked about it in our post game the other day. But one of the players that I thought was going to be a handful for the Thundering Herd was Troy's Tayton Connerway. And so the Sun Belt Awards came out today, the weekly awards. And I don't know if it's because he just had such a great game against Marshall. I mean, for the week, he averaged 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 3.5 steals in 2 road games. He scored a career high against the Herd, 20 points in that comeback win against Marshall. That includes 4 3-pointers, and he also had 5 steals, if you weren't keeping track of him. He is a national leader in steals, and he picked the Herd's pocket a few times. So, Thundering Herd plays against Troy, loses, and they get a player of the week. We're going to track that. I'm hoping that this is only one of one. I don't want to see any more Marshall played a guy, and then they got player of the week. I hate when that happens for the Thundering Herd. So we got a lot to get into, and again, text line is open. We're going to be keeping an eye on road conditions with you. If there's something we need to know about, let us know. And that text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We've got Inside Marshall basketball coming up tonight, 7:05 right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. A chance for you to catch up with the head coach of the Thundering Herd, both Cordelius Jackson and Julie Folks. They've got action coming up this week. The men continue to be at home, taking on James Madison, and we're going to preview that game a little bit more tomorrow and, of course, on Thursday as well. But we'll talk about that with you as we get you set for basketball. But it all starts tonight with Inside Marshall basketball. 7:05 coming up here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Hey, some good news today. And yesterday was some bad news, unless you are not a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals defense. The Bengals parted ways with Lou Anarumo. He was the only defensive coordinator head coach Zach Taylor had in his 6 seasons. And, of course, what's one thing that we could point to that really failed the Bengals, and that was the defense. So the Bengals also parted ways with offensive line coach Frank Pollock, defensive line coach Marion Hobby, and linebackers coach James Betcher. But some good news today. Cincinnati Bengals picking up a lot of players that they signed from the practice squad and former Marshall cornerback Micah Abrahams. He was signed to a reserve future contract. He finished the season on the practice squad, and so he's going to officially join the roster after the Super Bowl. So that's some good news for him. So we'll get into what happened over the weekend with the Thundering Herd. There's a lot of football news we got to get into today as well. It's been a few days since we had a chance to talk, and of course, we're finding out piece by piece, bit by bit, who's going to be coaching the football team for the Thundering Herd. What's the recruiting process been like? Who's coming to play for the Thundering Herd? We're getting all of that coming in. I'll just ask you right off the bat, how do you feel about Marshall football going into spring? And I can't wait for spring. Looking at the weather we got out there tonight, I can't wait for spring, and that means spring practice. How do you feel so far about what you've seen, how this team has started to shape itself? And again, it's not complete. We're going to find out more. We'll get everything official soon. But how do you feel about this Thundering Herd team? How do you feel about the Thundering Herd football team in 2025? Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. And I'm going to sweeten it up for you a little bit. We got a basketball game coming up on Thursday, right? I got tickets. I got a 4-pack of tickets. And so I'm going to make it easy for you today. Text to win, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Text to win, that's how you get our tickets. And this is for the game on Thursday. And we're going to give away actually 2 4-packs today, because I know everyone's going to be still dealing with this weather. I know it's going to be nasty for a couple more days. So, if you can pick the tickets up tomorrow, I'd hate to bring you out here Thursday at the latest, so we're going to give away all our tickets today. And again, that text line number one more time, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Text to win. And of course, how do you feel about Marshall football heading into 2025? Here we are. It's a new year. How do you feel about the year so far? How do you feel about where Marshall football is at? They haven't taken a snap. They haven't practiced. They haven't done anything yet. But how do you feel about Thundering Herd football going into the new season, heading into spring? That's our text question of the day, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That is our text line to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. More coming up on this edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road.
Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Hey Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From the biggest game in professional football, NBA, NCAA basketball, and the NHL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Save big money now during Menards Bag Sale. All prices after 15% bag sale discount. Pick up a 6-pack of LED light bulbs for just $2.97. Get a wood or fiberglass claw hammer for only $2.29 each. 52-ounce bottles of Ajax dish soap, just $2.97. And 12 packs of Shasta soda in assorted flavors are only $4.19. Don't miss out on Menards Bag Sale happening now. Good through January 12th. See store for complete details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Ready for the road in any season? TikTok Tire has you covered with Hercules tires. The Terra Track Cross V tire delivers do-it-all performance wherever the road may lead. Whether it's rain or snow, the Terra Track Cross V tire gives you unbeatable control and comfort. Drive with confidence. Visit TikTok Tire today and roll out on Hercules tires. Performance and reliability you can trust. 2102 3rd Avenue, Huntington, West Virginia.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night.
Perfect. I love my job.
Oak tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think he would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Our text to win today. How you feel about Herd football going into 2025? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Do you kind of, don't have a feel just yet? And, of course, we're making it fun for you today. We're going to give you a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on James Madison. That's coming up on Thursday. Weather should be good at that point. We're going to give you a chance to win tickets, and you'll have to pick them up tomorrow. That way we can make it easier on you. I don't want everybody I don't want to get you out here like on a nasty, nasty Thursday. I'm hoping the weather's going to be good by this point. They're saying we're going to have some bad weather as well coming up this weekend, so I'm hoping that's not going to really impact Saturday. But let's go to the text line. Texter says, Paul, I'm just texting the win. I'm good with that. I'll take that. Thank you. Also, Texter says, Paul, I would love free tickets for friends and myself, but I don't know enough about football program to make an educated guess. I don't think anyone knows right now. We're still learning. We're learning about this coaching staff. Texter says, Paul, I'm stealing this comment from the last election cycle when the Democrats said they were nauseously optimistic. I am nauseously optimistic about the upcoming football season. Texter said, I can't go. Okay, I appreciate that, though, so we'll make sure someone else wins. I appreciate you telling me that. Also from the text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You notice I read these as I get them sometimes. I got to be careful. Texter says, Paul, so far, I don't feel good about Herd football going into the spring. We don't have many skilled positions, and the quarterback is on his third team, but time will tell. Go Herd. Now, we're getting a lot of these players that are making announcements. They're committed. I saw some of these guys at the Cam Henderson Center a few days ago. What was really neat was they were going back and forth to the creative suite, and this was well before the game had started the other night. And so we saw a lot of these guys, getting dressed up, getting in the uniforms so they could go take their photos. We'll see what it looks like when they put it together. I do know that it's official now, at least. The worst-kept secret coming today was Rod Smith, who is he's coached everywhere. He's got that he's got that West Virginia connection as well. He's officially named Marshall's football offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. So offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. And, of course, there's that Clemson thing going on. We're getting some of that Clemson connection. And he's got experience. Also served as the offensive coordinator at Jacksonville State. And I'll credit Tyler Kennett on this. He posted this first, so I'm going to credit him on that from HD Media. Here are some highlights that Tyler posted earlier I'm going to share with you. First of all, Jacksonville State, top 20 in yards per game. Pretty good. Top 10 in total yards. Second in the country in rushing yards. Fourth in the country in rushing yards per game. Top 10 in total points. And top 12 in points per game. Won 8 consecutive games. Finished, of course, as Conference USA champions. And their quarterback, Tyler Huff, he earned Conference MVP and Newcomer of the Year honors. And, of course, Coach Gibson, Coach Smith, they've got some history together. That Rich Rodriguez connection going on. And so we got that. And then earlier today, we saw from Football Scoop that Marshall is set to hire Chauncey Stuckey. Again, another Clemson connection there. By the way, he played in the league as well. So he's going to be wide receivers coach. And again, that was coming first from Football Scoop. You're seeing that Clemson connection starting to form. You're seeing ties here. You're not going to see complete out of nowhere hires. There's going to be a connection. There's going to be a tie to coach or to West Virginia. Somebody's going to be connected to somebody here. So nothing is going to be that surprising when you see a name come up. And, of course, we don't have the official word on all of these coaches just yet. We did get the official, at least on social media for Marshall, that Rod Smith was going to be the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach. So, does that excite you? I know we're comparing apples and oranges here at Jacksonville State, but are we comparing apples and oranges here? What do you think? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So, of course, quarterback situation. Former Jacksonville State quarterback Zion Turner, according to On3, signing with the Thundering Herd as well. Transfer from UConn, threw for 1,407 yards and 9 touchdowns in the 2022 season. He entered the transfer portal in December. And so is that a good sign that you bring somebody in that you have some familiarity with right off the bat, that you feel good about? Like, okay, what I'm going to do, I've got somebody here that can run this thing. Do you feel good about that? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. From their text line, texter says, no, I don't feel good about this. I was hoping for a bigger name at the quarterback position. That's what social media said. We were getting a bigger name. We'll find out. I think you're going to see after spring, and that's another thing to keep in mind. After spring, you're going to see a lot more names in the portal because there's going to be a lot of guys that find out, oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'm not the guy here. Quarterbacks especially. Do you go shopping for quarterbacks now or do you go shopping for quarterbacks after spring? Because there's going to be a lot of quality quarterbacks out there that maybe they're not going to be the guy. And so they're going to be looking for a place where they can be the guy. And it could be anything from, well, they just got beat out or they know that they're behind a veteran and they're not going to be able to get that starting job for at least another season or so, depending on how much eligibility. I mean, it could be a grad transfer. Who knows what the situation may be. But I think you go into spring, you find your quarterback. If you don't have one. And I'm not excited about spring anyway, to be honest with you. I am excited about spring itself, but this is the fact that transfer portal, it's kind of deflated spring for me. If I'm being honest, I don't get excited too much about what's going to happen at spring because a lot of these guys could jump ship. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. It's not for me. I'm not going to get enough playing time. Who knows? Texture says, Paul, I'm not sure how to feel yet. There's a lot of time in between now and kickoff. I'm excited, but it's really hard to see until they're on the field. Otherwise, hype or lack thereof before means little. So no hype now because we don't know what we're going to get. I think that's what you're trying to say. Appreciate the text. I'm with you. I think I'm right there with you. I think you said it better than most of us. There's a lot of time now between, okay, here's what this program's going to look like. Here's some of the names we're going to see on the field. Okay, great. There's spring ball. Great. We got the green and white game. I'm going to call it that. Coach Huff's gone. I'm going to call it that now. Yeah, that's what we're calling it. I'm not calling it the spring game. It's the green and white game. That's one thing that I am going to be a little firmer on. The green and white game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to stir up any controversy here about black jerseys. Green and white game. Come on, let's make that happen. Let's just get back to what Marshall football is all about, the green and white. You can have the black as an accent. Is it just me? Am I the only one on that? Is that going to be the hill that I die on, a lonely hill, green and white game? More coming up, including your text. We're giving you a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on James Madison. That is coming up on Thursday. We're going to have the game for you right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930 and on 93.7 The Dog. But if you'd like to go, you know how to do it. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. It's good to be back with you. Let's get this going when we continue on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Menards is the one-stop shop for huge savings on new energy-efficient appliances. Upgrade your home today and save big on top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. We carry the largest in-stock selection of home appliances starting at the lowest prices and ready to take home today. Check out our entire selection of home appliances on Menards.com. Plus, get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. See store for complete details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From the biggest game in professional football, NBA, NCAA basketball, and the NHL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Bluegrass Wound Care and Hyperbarics in Ashland is different. Bluegrass Wound Care is not just a wound care center, it's a wound healing center. The experts at Bluegrass Wound Care and Hyperbarics provide compassionate and advanced care. Their skilled team, equipped with state-of-the-art technology, is here for you. Make your appointment today and enjoy convenient parking within 25 feet of the door. Call 606-325-6493 or visit bluegrasswoundcare.com. Bluegrass Wound Care and Hyperbarics. We are wound care in Kentucky.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
the trauma surgeons at Marshall Surgery, online at marshallhealth.org/surgery. Swisher and Losi Pharmacy, independently owned with free local delivery and drive-through service. 636 East Main Street in Pomeroy, Ohio. Crow Hustle Funeral Home, serving your family is our calling. 304-675-2630.
New year, new you, and a fresh start for your car, too. Let's leave the grime of 2024 behind and roll into 2025 with a spotless shine, thanks to Thoroughbred Express. Our unlimited membership means you can keep your ride sparkling all year long, no matter what winter throws your way. Enjoy premium amenities, top-notch service, and the clean car you deserve. Start your new year off with Thoroughbred Express, where we make clean easy. Visit us today and drive into 2025 in style. Head to thoroughbredexpress.com.
The Greenup County Public Library has fun events that you won't want to miss. Girls' Night Out at the McHale Branch will be Thursday, January 16th at 6 p.m. With the movie It Ends With Us. The Greenup Branch will host a metal stamping class Sunday, January 19th at 2 p.m. Learn to craft a personalized piece of jewelry. Make a Love to You pieces wreath at the Flatwoods Branch on January 21st at 5:30 p.m. Visit the Greenup County Public Library Library Facebook page or the website greenuplib.org for complete details and other library news.
We asked kids what it took to be a dad. This is what they had to say.
A father is always present. I mean, what real father figure can you have if they're not there?
In order to be a good dad, you need to love your son. You need to put gas in your car so you don't break down in the middle of nowhere. And you need to make them breakfast.
Yep. I mean, just to maybe play like a board game with me, or to just stay home and play some video games with me. Just to do like that one little thing is what I really look forward to.
I'm not asking him to be a perfect dad, but he should try. He's just a constant force in my life.
There's no other type of love like a dad's love because it's not comparable to anything else.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You're listening to The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We have got our text to win question going on right now. How do you feel about Herd football going into 2025? 304-396-TALK is our text line. Texter says, Paul, I don't have a good feeling. I expected the coaching staff to be pretty well set by now, but herdzone.com lists only the two. Isn't it kind of late for the coaching staff to still be mostly uncertain? I think the uncertainty is coming from the announcements. It's not from the coaching staff itself. You got to get these contracts, all the I's dotted, the T's crossed. And I think it would be exciting if we could get more coaching announcements here soon, just to maybe make the fan base feel a little bit better. Like, oh, okay. Because right now, there are a lot of names that are out there. There are a lot of coaches who have changed their profile picture to Marshall, and they're doing work, but nothing is made official. And as I was told once, it's not official until it's official. And I will live and die by those words when it comes to Marshall. It's not official until it's official. But, yeah, I'm with you. It would probably help generate a little bit more exciting once you get the coaching staff kind of officially announced. And I don't know if you're trying to just announce it all at once. You're just going to do one big major info dump, or, you got to time these contracts out. And so you're trying to put everything together before you make it official, just because, you don't want to put something out there and then not have it go through. I don't know the reasons exactly. I suspect a few things could be contract related, just making sure you have everything in place. But I think it would help to generate some more excitement if you got more of the coaching staff officially acknowledged, and you can start promoting Marshall football a little bit more. I mean, right, it's January 7th. It's, I think, a critical point now. You want to try to get excited for the new season because, of course, you're going to try to be selling season tickets at the same time. You're going to have a spring game you're going to try to get people hyped up for, and you want to get people excited, not too excited, but excited for where the program's going. So I appreciate the text. Of course, you can join as well, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Our text to win question of the day: how do you feel about the football team going into 2025? What's excited you, if anything? And on the opposite side of that, maybe what's got you not so excited? And it could be anything from lack of news, could be, the rumored coaches that are coming in. That could excite you. That could maybe not excite you. That's fair. Could it be you haven't seen that exciting player just yet from the transfer portal? And, of course, a lot of guys come for a lot of reasons, and so they might not be flashy right off the bat, but you have to have faith that the coaches know what they're doing. They're looking at the film. They're not looking at Rivals or any of the other recruiting services. Those things are nice, but I don't think too many times if you won the Rivals recruiting battle, you necessarily translated that into success on the football field because, again, those things are going to change. We're going to have guys come in. They're going to go through everything, and they're going to find out, hey, this isn't for me. I'm not on board with this, or I'm not going to be the guy here. It's going to be a little harder for me, or I just don't like it in Huntington. I don't like what this is about. Maybe it's not the best thing for me, whatever the reason is. And there's going to be players out there that are going to be available that you're going to bring in. Again, it's going to be the same thing every year. There's going to be a lot of guys that you go to the spring game, the green and white game, you see, and you're excited for it. Yeah, I'm excited. And then you never see that player again. And that's just going to be the new reality. Same goes for basketball. Same goes for any sport. There are going to be times where you're excited for a player and you never see him again. I mean, more so in football, though. Only because we got the hyped up game, the green-white game, the spring game. It's hyped up more because it's an opportunity for you to see the team. I mean, how many of you have gone to spring games and you've had a poster and you've gone through and you've gotten all these guys to sign, and then you look at that poster and you see that half these guys are not even on the team anymore? Think about it. How many times have you gone through an autograph line? Hey, glad to have you here, excited. And they sign your stuff, and then you, a few months later, you're looking at your stuff and it's like, they're not even playing. They're not here anymore. You can admit that. I'm curious. I'm curious to what that looks like for you. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's our number to be a part of the program today here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So we focused a little bit on football, of course. We got basketball coming up. We start tonight with Inside Marshall Basketball, 7:05. You can listen to it right here on 93.7 The Dog and ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Get a chance to hear from both Coach Jackson and Coach Folks. Get an update on both the men's and women's programs. Of course, disappointing loss to the Troy Trojans. I mean, it was a strong first half. I thought Marshall was winning that game. That first half felt good. I mean, Obina and a Chili Killen, he was looking fine. And then Marshall either couldn't get him the ball, couldn't find him, but he had a 17-point performance. Most of those points were in the first half. And so Troy takes that lead, and Marshall, I thought, did well, but at the same time, just didn't finish. And then, of course, you got Tayton Connerway. That kid was all over the place. 20 points, that's a career high for him. Had 5 steals against the Thundering Herd. I'm hoping they can get a bounce back. They got James Madison coming in Huntington. So if you'd like to win tickets to that, you can put your name in the hat right now, and we're going to make it easy for you. It's our Text to Win contest, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You think they got a shot here? Is there anything you can take away from the weekend? They got a split. They beat Texas State, and that was a good win. I thought Texas State was a good win. Troy would have been a better win, and I think Troy was beatable, especially in that first. I thought, okay, they're putting this together. Obina's hot. Get him the ball. I know Nate had a terrible performance in that Texas State game, and I was expecting more out of him, and it was a low-scoring game. Not too many players had an opportunity to really make an impact. And I thought Obina was having an impactful game, and then it cooled off for him. You go to that hot hand, you take the opportunity to feed the hot player until he's no longer hot. I mean, if he comes out and he's missing shots, right, okay, I can see you go away from him. But, make sure that the guy that's hot, I mean, now the other team's going to do their best to kind of limit that as well, but I would have kept going to Obina until absolutely he cooled off or they found an answer for him. And I think that Obina sounded frustrated in that postgame on Saturday. If you listen to it, and if you don't stick around after basketball games, I encourage you to do so. We've got a postgame that comes after the game broadcast is over. And usually, if it's a home game, we'll get a lot more from the postgame. Road games, we'll get what we can get. Not too many times we get player interviews, especially during a loss. But if you stick around after the game broadcast, we got you covered. We'll hear from Coach Jackson. Also, we'll hear from players. And all that's usually about 30 minutes or so after the game ends. So plenty of time for you to still be in the car wherever you're at. So stick around. Keep us on your radio, and we'll have everything you possibly could want after the game. All that's coming up. Another opportunity on Thursday. And hopefully I've got some of you with my free ticket. So we'll give you that number one more time. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Before we hit the break, texter says, Paul, I just hope our loss doesn't dwindle into Thursday's game against JMU. Always tough to beat the Dukes. Go Herd. I love that rivalry. I hope that they understand, they being every single member of that team, Obina, Nate, all the newbies, I hope that they understand that Marshall and James Madison could be something pretty special. But you got to win those games. They're going to win some, but you got to go out there and you got to play them hard, because I think the two programs, it's becoming a nice little rivalry, don't you think? So we'll give you an opportunity to go to that game on Thursday. Our text line 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Thanks for starting off the year with us here on this cold, wintry night here in Huntington. More coming up on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea, and happy 50th.
Looking for a secure savings account? Come to Desco Federal Credit Union and explore our latest offers. With great rates and top-of-the-line personnel, Desco insures your money for at least $1 million. Relax and put your money where you know it's safe and growing. Desco Federal Credit Union is located at 1211 Carter Avenue and other locations in Ohio and West Virginia. Stop in or go online. An account at Desco is just what you need. DescoFCU.org.
Hey, Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. If you're a sports fan, we have what you want. From the biggest game in professional football, NBA, NCAA basketball, and the NHL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials we have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check us out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
You've cut back on everything and you're still coming up short at the end of the month. Give your local State Farm agent a call for a free discount double check. They'll show you how something as simple as combining car and home policies can save you hundreds of dollars a year. Being there to help keep more of your money is why your local State Farm agent is here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In Huntington, John Garten, 304-525-1116. And in Barbersville, Marcia Slater, 304-736-6100.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
Farmers Feed, for all your feed, seed, and farming needs since 1991. Grandview Flooring Outlet and Window Treatments, Gallipolis and Middleport, Ohio. Loan Central, offering loans of all types, including mortgages. Apply by phone at any of their 6 locations.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the Tri-State. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Giovanni's Pizza. Fresh, hot, and tasty. Have it delivered right to your door. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wrapping up this Tuesday edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK. That's 304-396-8255. Giving you a chance to win 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on James Madison Thursday night at the Cam Henderson Center. Road should be clear by that point, right? I'm hoping. I'm optimistic. I'm going to send you and maybe 3 of your friends, maybe your family. You know what? Take your family. Go enjoy the game on me. They're pretty good seats, actually. I had some folks send me pictures on X of where they're sitting, and I encourage you to do that as well. Let's go back to the text line. First up, texter says, Paul, at least the 2 coaches that are listed on Herd Zone, Street and Smith, perhaps that's a good omen. I appreciate the text, and maybe that is a good omen there. Yeah, your coaching staff is Street and Smith, one of the fine football publications in America covering college football. I see what you did there. I like it. Also, from the text line, texter's putting me on the spot. Hey, Paul, what do you think about football program this fall? Well, it is a Hot Take Tuesday. I appreciate the text. I am optimistic. I like Rod Smith. I think right off the bat, that makes me feel good because you're going to have someone who's going to bring in hopefully an exciting style of football. And really, Herd fans, and if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak for you, but Herd fans want, at least from the offensive side of the ball, exciting, high octane, like the passing game, good running game, obviously, but you want it to be exciting. You don't want 3 yards, just, we're going to dink it here, we're going to dink it there. You want throw the ball down the field, big chunks, explosive plays, lots of yardage chewed up. If you had 4 or 5 Randy Mosses, that'd be even better. But you want something that's a little bit more explosive, high octane. Am I on track here? I think so. And you're still good with the running game. You want a strong ground game as well. You want a high octane, you want a potent offense. You want scores that maybe are in the 40s or 50s. Remember when Coach Pruitt would and he wasn't even trying to run the score up. You remember Marshall would just drop 40 or 50 on a team. You'd be happy. If they did it by halftime, you'd be happy and you go to the West lot and we'll see you later. The second half, you'd call the dogs off, but at that point, I think a lot of people went to the West lot and started tailgating. I think that's what you want to see. So I'm optimistic, at least offensively, what this team is going to be about. Yeah, I don't know if defensively you're going to get to levels that you've seen a few years ago just yet. I always feel like if you can get an exciting offense, it's going to be on the defense to maybe make that offense worth its while. I mean, look at the Bengals. The Bengals had probably one of the best offenses going. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they were rocking it, and that defense let them down. So I'm optimistic. I just hope that the defense can keep up with the offensive side of the ball if this offense is going to be really high octane, if it's going to be exciting, explosive, if it's going to be something that we're excited to go see. I mean, man, it was fun to watch the Bengals. They lost a lot of games, but it was fun to watch the Bengals. I know I'm biased. I'm a Bengals fan, but it was fun to watch the Bengals. Texture says, Paul, hot take. I want to believe our new transfer quarterback, Zion Turner, will be our next QB1. To be honest, though, each position on our team is wide open for competition. Appreciate the text. Absolutely right, it's open, and I want it that way. I don't want a situation where you bring the guy in now and you think, okay, he's going to be the quarterback. I want him to earn that spot, obviously. I want competition. I think competition is going to make these guys better. And I want to have the belief that your ones and your twos are so close that the twos are always pushing the ones. I want depth. I hope that we can see for this team depth. But at the same time, it's a new staff. Nobody is promised anything. I hope not anyway. Nobody's guaranteed a position whatsoever. So you have an opportunity here to come in. I mean, and that's the thing. You know, when you enter the transfer portal, you come in to a new situation, the opportunity, you're hoping that there's an opportunity for you to compete. I would think at this level anyway, there's an opportunity for you to compete. The problem's going to be that in the future, the transfer portal, I don't know how much the transfer portal is going to give. It's going to take more because you're going to have players that are going to find success and then they're going to look to go up. And you're going to see players not stay with the same university for multiple years. I mean, we're living it now. We're seeing it now. So I'm hoping that this thing levels out a little bit, but Marshall has every opportunity to be competitive on a yearly basis because the transfer portal is going to allow that now. It's how you manage the transfer portal. It's how you develop the talent you have. How fast can you put this team together in a cohesive unit? How much can you retain? How much can you get from the transfer portal? And how much can you develop? We still got to talk about high school recruiting. You got to get kids somewhere. High school recruiting is still important to me. And I know it's hurt high school recruiting because kids are not finding that there are just available scholarships out there. There's going to be roster limits here soon. There might be more scholarships available to a team, but they're going to be roster limits. That's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And there's a reason for roster limits. You don't want to load up. And I'm okay with roster limits. There's a lot needs to be done, though, with this NIL before I'm happy. And it's got to be regulated. And I'm not talking about, the G5, if you want to call them that. I'm not anymore. The teams that don't have the major television contracts, they're just mad because the bigger schools can throw money at it. No, I just think it needs to be regulated. If a kid commits and you enter into a situation, and I don't know if this is going to be an act of Congress, it has to be, but if you enter into a situation where you are coming to play and there is money involved, we might have to get to a point where these kids are considered employees. And so if they're considered employees, there's probably going to have to be some regulation to this. Good show today. Thanks for being a part of it. We're going to make a couple of you a winner. I'm going to give you the opportunity to win more tickets throughout the week. So if you didn't win tonight, I'll give you another opportunity to win tickets on Saturday coming up tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Have a great night, everyone. Be safe if you're out there driving right now. Be careful wherever you're at. Don't forget, keep it locked on 93.7 The Dog. We're going to be constantly updating with all the latest traffic information, and I'll be back with you tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Broadcasting from the Dave & Buster's studios. Eat, drink, play, and watch at Dave & Buster's in the Huntington Mall. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. WRBC, W231BS Huntington.